Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Glad to have you guys here on this Tuesday, the 6th of June, 2023. Thank you for tuning in. I got a good story for you guys today. A lot of news I want to talk about. Russia, Ukraine, stuff like that. Well, a story I cannot believe. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, dictators in these countries like, say, these countries where they have, like North Korea, for instance, they have a couple methods of control. One thing they have, I'm not going to call them dictator, but the man in power in these countries have a big red button on their desk that they can push to launch the nuclear weapons, but they also have what I'm going to call a golden microphone. And this is where they make news statements to the people of their country, and they control. This is like one of their big things it controls, controlling the media. They make statements, the press comes in, and they stand up before a podium, and generally before a podium, give their speech about, and then they send this out to the people through the media. And that control over the media is so vitally important. The control over the people, and it's one of the big methods it's an absolute must for these countries like North Korea, Iran, all these countries like Russia. This is an absolute must, and it's a must for the ones in the West as well. They have to have media control over the people, but otherwise, there's no organization in a country. Where I'm going with all this is an unbelievable story, but I'm going to click on it here. This is what actually happened. The golden microphone, like I say, Putin announced Russia is under attack as Ukraine goes on offensive. But here's the thing. It was apparently a deep fake. With computers now that they can fake almost anything. Well, now they're starting to fake these leaders of countries, and they essentially hackers broadcast a fake emergency television appeal from a computer-generated Russian President Vladimir Putin. In other words, a deep fake. President Vladimir Putin was declaring martial law after Ukrainian troops crossed into Russian territory, the Kremlin told state media on Monday. A number of radio stations and television stations in border regions aired the message purportedly from the country's commander-in-chief, but it was actually a deep fake. They aired it on screen, a realistic-looking Putin, a deep fake Putin. They hacked into the network somehow, and they put it on Russian TV, this fake Putin, giving fake messages to the Russian people. This reminds me, it harkens back to War of the Worlds. If you guys remember the radio broadcast that sent people into panic, it was a long time ago. This is big. This is a big story. Hardly anybody's carrying this story, but this entity, and I guess nobody's claiming responsibility for hacking into the Russian TV network and putting Putin, a deep fake Putin on TV for the Russian people to see. This would absolutely infuriate the Russians. I would think, because basically they're trying to take control over the golden microphone, like I say, This would absolutely infuriate them. And so this story's real. This comes from Politico. This story, and I've checked into it, and it's real, and it's unbelievable, but it's real that they're actually fake. It says fake posts purported to come from real figures is an increasing risk in an AI-influenced world, said Colonel Philip Ingram, a former British military intelligence officer and NATO planner. He said, in war, propaganda deepfakes delivered in a convincing way for military or political effect. They are an expected weapon He said, but they can be very convincing. So you can't believe anything. This goes for the Russian people too. I mean, they can't believe anything now, and this would absolutely infuriate the high command of Russia. And then there's more. If we take a look here, war in Ukraine. Ukraine is launching major attacks. Now there's more. A big dam blew up in Ukraine, or maybe it didn't blow up. It could have been cracks in the dam caused by shelling from a period of time ago, but nobody's claiming responsibility for the big dam break in Ukraine. But this is further going to infuriate Russia. So right now, we've got an absolutely furious Russia. And you don't know what to expect in a war like this when you got a furious Russia. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. So the war is heating up. It's heating up right now, and heating up big time. And we're going to have to keep our eye right on close on it. Now, over in United Kingdom, they're going to have basic income. They're bringing it. Because I'm going to tell you what. This is a sign, guys. The United Kingdom is a little bit further along in this thing, where the people are starting to suffer in the country, big time. This is going to be coming. This is going to... They're pushing it in here in the United Kingdom, but it's going to be coming to America, it's going to be coming to Canada, it's going to be coming to probably Japan. Every country in the West is probably going to start to get this basic income, because the government if they don't want millions of people pounding on their door, mad, they're going to have to support them so that they can feed themselves, because it's getting to the point now where people are not going to be able to feed themselves very soon. And so they're trialing it out in over here. It says plans have been announced for a trial universal basic income in England that would see up to 30 people receive an unconditional payment of that's L1600 or $1,854 a month in euros. So, under the scheme, which is the first of its kind in England, residents in Jarrow, northeastern England, and East Finchley, North London, will be handed the funds each month for 2 years. Well, I mean, what's fair about that? If they're just going to give it to 30 people. A lot of other people are going to be mad and want it too, because people are really suffering over there right now. But I can see this spreading and them having to give it to more than they just can't select and say, okay, you're going to get it, but you can starve to death. But no, you can have it, but no, you can starve to death. No, you can have it, but everybody's going to be mad. They're going to say, why did he get it and I didn't get it? What's fair about that? That's what's going to go on with that. Anyway, moving on. We got more stuff to take a look at here. What is this right here? Al Jazeera. Just a sec. It's taking its good-looking time coming in. Okay. All you need to know about Ukraine's Nova Kakahova. I'm telling you, it's hard to pronounce. The Nova Dam. Let's just call it the Nova Dam. Nova Dam explosion. Right? Widespread flooding is expected across swaths of southeastern Ukraine after a large dam was destroyed. A dam and hydroelectric power plant in a Russian-controlled part of southern Ukraine have been destroyed, unleashing torrents of water, prompting fears of wide-scale flooding downstream of the Dnipro River. Hey, look, I got that word right, Dnipro River. It says Ukrainian and Russian officials have urged local communities near the Nova Kakhanova Dam to evacuate the area immediately. What happened? It is unclear exactly what destroyed the dam on Tuesday. Just like it's very unclear what destroyed that pipeline a number of months ago. The Nord Stream pipeline. Nobody ever figured that one out. It just seems to me when you got these, I don't know what you'd call them, saboteurs maybe, I don't know what you'd call them, but when they're real professional ones, You don't know how they even did it. It just happens, and they're gone. There's nothing, no traces of evidence or anything like that. No fingerprints left behind of who did it or whatever. You know, and nobody ever knows who did it because the real professionals like that, the real good ones, they work for the big countries. The real professionals. Just saying, generally. And I'm not saying that this was done by the real professionals or not. I just don't know who did. Nobody knows who did this. Anyway, moving on. We got to take a look at the markets today because I'm starting to drag here on this show a little bit. I'm over 10 minutes already. But look, we're seeing down price in silver today. It's down 14 cents at 23.42. Now, yesterday I did a show and I was talking about the stability of cryptocurrencies right now because they've been stable priced for quite a long time. And just as soon as I got done my show, I just got it on the air, boom, we had a big fall in the price of Bitcoin. It's almost like it was taunting me or something, saying, "Oh no, I ain't stable. No, 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 we're not stable. You got it all wrong, guy. We're not stable at all." Anyway, I was just bragging them up, just starting to say, "Hey, look how stable Bitcoin is," and boom, the price fell like $1,000 or more. Bitcoin's at 25,955 right now, and Ethereum is at 1830 today. Taking a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we're up just a fraction, a hair today. Up, looks like 1 point is all. Better than being down. Oh, when's my page going to come in? Yeah, and so then taking a look at oil today is at $70.96. It's down $1.19 on the day so far. Now we're going to take a look at bonds and rates, and we're seeing rising yields today. We're looking at a 10-year at 3.72. It's up 3.3 basis points, and a 30-year is up 2.2 basis points at 3.9. And now we're going to take a look at the U.S. dollar index, and we're at 104.27. So the dollar's riding high, and it's going up today. I'll tell you guys, honestly, the danger level over there in Ukraine because they're flying around with the big nuclear bombers. Russia is right now. They're flexing their muscle. They're pulling nuclear weapons into the border like Belarus and stuff, and they are. I'll call it preparations for a wider war is happening right now. And the thing is there's been attacks on Russian soil, and this is one of the criteria that Russia needs to meet in order to use nuclear weapons. And I'm not sure if they've crossed that line of the criteria that they consider to be. Where is that line? If they start blowing up factories and stuff deep inside Russia, and Ukraine is being given the capability. I'm not going to say they're going to use that capability, but now they're starting to be given the capability to strike deep inside Russia. They're giving them these new missiles. First, it was one country, the United Kingdom, started giving them these new longer range missiles. And now I think they got 3 countries giving them these longer range missiles. So they'll have 3 different types of these longer range missiles. And what this means is instead of only being able to strike 100 kilometers distance, now they're going to be able to strike 500 kilometers, whatever, which puts them kind of deep inside Russian territory. And these are larger missiles, too. Larger strikes so that they can blow up larger things deep inside Russia. And this is one of the Russian criteria for nuclear, for them to use nuclear. If you start bombing Moscow, then they can check the box and say, "Up, there, they've just bombed Moscow. Now we got the criteria met to use our nuclear weapon." And then after that point in time, they could launch something. I'm just saying, guys, that this war is getting very, very dicey. The fact that they're giving Ukraine, and I'm not saying Ukraine's going to use these weapons for that, but I'm just saying Ukraine is getting the weapons that they could use for that. Now they're starting to get them, and they're also getting these F-16 fighter jets and stuff. And Russia's absolutely beyond furious about all this stuff that's going on. And so leads to a very dangerous situation indeed. And most people are not aware of it. You guys are being told by me how dangerous this is. But most people out there are blissfully unaware of all the stuff that's going on with this. They're like, you know how they are right now? They're like, oh yeah, the war in Ukraine. Yeah, that's been going on for years. Blah, 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 blah. Let me get back to work. I got to go over and fix those pipes or whatever. And they're not paying any attention. Or they might say, I got to go and feed the kids. That's nothing. I don't even want to hear about Ukraine. I want to get back to what I'm doing. And boy, this could blindside an awful lot of people if this thing flares up. I mean, flares up big, in a big way. I mean, well, thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.